Good morning. We are live again. I do not have my headset back. I am getting back into the groove. And it's 5 a.m. Mester Scrum Show. I hope you're doing well today. I am Greg Master, Scrum Master and Agile Coach. And my hair's not fluffy. We're on this side. Anyway, I want to walk back from a little vacation. We did a little weekend trip. So sorry I didn't do any show past 2 days. And it was great. It was camping and everything. Got to spend time with the family and took the little doggy camping. He died in the heat wherever he's at. And I got a cat over here again from last night. And what am I going to talk about today? I want to talk about this little book I read. Now you take a little book with you, a little reading. There's a whole series of books on the back, though. I might post up, but there's a whole series of classics that you can get. And they're all about sayings, little lectures that people gave in the past, other ones that are available. Here's a whole list of different things that are out there. And the book is Acres of Diamonds, Russell Conwell. He's the founder of Temple University here in Philadelphia. And they called him like the $11 million poor man or something like that. So apparently he was rich from giving lectures. And again, he founded that university. So I'm guessing he's rich, right? And he founded the Baptist church up there and all that kind of stuff. So he was a rich man. And it was about 1925. And I want to talk about that. And how does that relate to the topic area, finding diamonds, right? So in this book is all about Acres of Diamonds by Russell Conwell. So we're going to talk about that a little bit. How this book might help your team if your team is classically saying, well, I can't do it because I'm not in charge, right? Someone else. I have to go somewhere else to get where I need to go. This book is a good one to talk about. So we're going to talk about that a little bit today. Again, it's 5 a.m. Master Scrum Show. I am Greg Master, Scrum Master and Agile Coach. I hope you're doing well this morning. Glad to be back. And our mission, basically, get value to the customer, not work crazy hours. Go out and have fun with family, friends. Enjoy what we do. Enjoy work, enjoy home, enjoy life. And that's kind of what we're doing. And so last night I did the Tuesday night program. So that's going up there. I haven't put out the podcast on that because, again, anything over like 10 minutes, YouTube decides it wants to process it forever. So I don't know what to do about that. So when it's done processing, I will make it into a podcast. Maybe at lunchtime, maybe later today or something. I'll post it. We'll see how it comes out. So last night I had a big football. I forgot to turn the broadcast on, and I did like the beginning introduction of all the job postings and counts for all the different jobs. And then I realized I wasn't even live. But so this morning, I hope I did the live thing purposely, right? And I'm also missing my headset. So I got to find my headset. So hopefully we won't get any feedback loops and things like that. Let me check my phone. Yep, we're live. So I got notifications. Remember, ring those little bells and notification things so that anytime I go live, whether it be Facebook, YouTube, LinkedIn, that you get notified we're live. So what about this book that was interesting? So Acres of Diamond. What I was thinking, I have so many teams. Like we would do surveys. Every company I've ever worked with. Well, how do we improve this process? Is this an organizational thing? Is it a team thing? And a lot of teams would go, oh, it's organizational. And it made me think about this book. And this book, the way so here, Dr. Conwell, he earned more than $11 million from his lectures and he gave it all away. So he just earned $11 million from lectures only. He gave it away. But it was interesting. One interesting thing, because I am from Philadelphia. It was interesting reading from him talk about Philadelphia back in 1915. This says Acres of Diamonds, originally published in 1950, and it had John Wanamaker give it the endorsement. So it was done a long time ago, and in 1950, gives you an idea where Philadelphia was in relationship to New York and other places. And one of the big comments by a lot of young people was like, you had to go elsewhere to find your fortune. So the Acres of Diamonds is an old story where a farmer learned about these diamonds, how he could get rich and do this. So he sold his farm and everything, went to some far off lands, and basically died penniless as a pauper. I think the end of the story was he died in Barcelona or somewhere out in Spain when a big tidal wave came through the gates of Gibraltar. He jumped off and or just went with it. So the story was, but then that's the beginning of the story, and it's like a sad ending. But then there's the second part of the story. The person who bought his land, his farming land, realized there were some shiny things in the rocks on his land. Turned out his whole farm was full of diamonds. It was one of the largest diamond mines in the world. And that's according to the story. And I guess they always, when you tell a story, you put pieces of that into your story and make it more realistic. So the idea, the moral of the story is, don't always look other places to solve your problems and give you your fortune. Well, look within what you have, and a lot of times they'll solve it. And he gave lots of stories, which I thought was interesting back then, of men and women. He didn't hesitate. It wasn't all men. Excuse me. It wasn't all men. It was women too, because they would say, "Oh, but women can't invent stuff, and they don't have the fortitude to invent stuff." He rattled off a bunch of inventions that these women in 19 or 18 something, like post Civil War, invented and became rich, so rich that they can buy their own barons if they wanted to. So he had lots of stories about women and how women really a woman invented the cotton gin, but of course her husband took credit because no one would give credit to a woman, so therefore the guy had to put the patent in, and Whitney got the patent. So he would talk about different things like that. So there's a lot of stories about women. So if you're a woman in tech, this is a great little book to read too. You may think it's all about men and this and that from 1915, pre-suffrage, right? Before women had the right to vote here in the United States. But in the back, he just rattles off invention by invention and millionaire by millionaire woman in the back. So why am I talking about this related to teams? So many teams, like I said, would say, "Oh, they have to fix it. Oh, we're dependent upon them. We need them." But yourself can come up with inventions to solve your problems in your own world, in your own hemisphere of what you're doing, in your own farm, right? You give your team your data as your farm. You can come up with ways to do things quicker, faster, better than anybody else. And sometimes you just got to look at your own stuff and how do you want to improve it in order to become rich, right? And part of my rich part is providing more content, more stuff for the customer without looking that extra time. And this is a neat little book. It took me forever to read just because it's 51 pages. So even I can read a 51-page book. It's kind of dry a little bit, but if you step back after reading it, reflect on what was said and the different opportunities, it's a very useful book. Pretty cheap on Amazon or any place you want to buy it. And you give it to your team. Maybe next time, if you're a manager and you want to inspire a team, I everyone want to copy this book and talk about it. What did they learn from it? What came out of the book, and have a retrospective just on this book itself. So that I want to share with you, because last week I talked a little bit about who's responsible and the team's responsible and management. All sometimes management needs to go out and buy books like this, give it to the teams. I used to buy books like this for my managers, to be honest with you, as an enterprise coach. I say, "Here, read this book. Grow a little bit from an Agile perspective." And that's what I used to do as an enterprise coach. It wasn't bad. I didn't buy 50 copies. I'd buy 5 and pick 5 managers I wanted to grow in the Agile space. So that's what I have today. I want to wish you all the best. I'm not going to play the audio just because I don't have the headset and I don't want a feedback loop going on. And again, last night, I so want to show your picture, Bubbles. Maybe I just need to take a picture. Okay. I'll take a picture of Bubbles and put it on Instagram just because I want to disturb her, but I can't because she looks content. So I'll post a picture of Bubbles on Instagram. You can like the Instagram post of my co-host who's sitting there sound asleep. She's so cute. Again, I want to wish you a happy day, happy scrumming today, and wish you the best. I did post some pictures on Instagram our trip, there was a couple sunrises getting up, and I learned that if you're at the ocean, you want to get up before the sun comes up. I don't know what it was about the bay, because we went to Chesapeake Bay. The water was dead, like crystal. So it became a giant mirror surface, so you can see the reflection of these oranges and reds and beautiful colors in the sky before the sun. Because once the sun comes up, it obliterates all those colors. But when the sun is below it and it's coming up, all those colors just shine in the sky and with the clouds, and it was picture perfect. But it's amazing. Then the sun would come up, and you'd be amazed how the sun generates wind and air and currents, and just the whole bay would just like churn up. Actually, it wasn't a bay. It wasn't Chesapeake Bay. It was just right on the inlet on the other side of Ocean City, Maryland. So, but it was a little bay, a little estuary. It's pretty cool. We had fun, and it was a great time. So with that, take care, everyone. Enjoy your day. I will see you tomorrow. Hope you get a chance to watch Thursday's program. It looks like the government jobs are coming back, because it's the end of the year, and this is what I always used to do as a government person. I knew every time this year, late August, early September, they would come around and say, hey, can you give me a list of the things you would like to do and what the costs are? I always had a list available every year, and people would wonder why I got all these government contracts, because I was the only one that had a list ready, and I had it ranked, and what I want, what would be most value to the group, provide that to my government people who in charge of the budget. And I always get one or two. I didn't get them all. I got a couple, and that's how they got funded. And then they had to hire a project manager like myself to run the project. Anyway, take care. Enjoy your day, and we will see you next time. Bye.